Sometimes there is no next time, no time outs, no second chances. Sometimes it's now or never. Sometimes the only blessing you need to count is your heartbeat. We sometimes give so much that we end up losing ourselves. The sky isn't always blue, the sun doesn't always shine, so it's okay to fall apart sometimes, but always remember to get up again. If something is not happening to you, doesn't mean it's never going to happen. Sometimes you're just not ready for it. Never waste your words on those people in your life who only deserve your silence, because sometimes the greatest show of strength is to say nothing at all. Just remember that sometimes the way you think about a person isn't the way they actually are. Sometimes you need to lower your standards so that your expectation meets reality. Sometimes you just have to let go of what's gone, appreciate what still remains, and look forward to what's coming next. A person can apologize endlessly, and even if you forgive them, sometimes you can't forget the pain they've caused you. Sometimes all you need is a second chance because time wasn't ready for the first one. Just remember that sometimes the way you think about a person isn't the way they actually are. Sometimes people are nothing, you make them something, and when they become something, they feel that you are nothing. Sometimes you get what you want the most, you want to do what you want the least. Sometimes you have to forget what you want and remember what you deserve. Sometimes you're mad, you have the right to be mad, but you don't have the right to be cruel. Sometimes it takes a good fall to really know where you stand. When you are different, sometimes you don't see the million of people who accept you for what you are. All you notice is the one person who doesn't. Sometimes the people who hurt you, who hurt us the most, are people who were hurt more than us. I like to pretend that everything's alright because when everybody else think you are fine, sometimes you forget for a while that you are not. Sometimes our light goes out but is blown again into instant flame by an encounter with another human being. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. Sometimes it takes a really good fall to know where you stand. The greatest lesson in life is to know that even fools are right sometimes. Sometimes life throws at us the unexpected. You either learn the role with the punches or get knocked down by them. Don't you sometimes just wish something would happen, good or bad, just for the sake of something happening? Sometimes the best moment happens when they are unplanned. Sometimes silent is the best way to let someone know they did something wrong. Sometimes the greatest messages come in the simplest form. Sometimes you have to forget about what makes you happy and remember what you deserve. I know it seems hard sometimes, but remember one thing. Through every dark night, there's a bright day after that. So no matter how hard it gets, stick your chest out, keep your head up, and handle it. Sometimes you have to fall to the ground to get close enough to look at the road to see that you are on the wrong path. Sometimes it takes losing everything you do you needed to gain everything you ever wanted. Sometimes you have to walk away from what you want to find what you deserve. Sometimes it is better to be kind than to be right. We don't need an intelligent mind that speaks, but a patient heart that listens. Sometimes the only way to win the fight is to just walk away. Looking back in the past sometimes makes you realize what makes you the way you are now. You may wish you know then what you know now, but remember sometimes the things you know now were learned from what you didn't know then. Sometimes bad things in life open up your eyes to the good things you weren't paying attention to before. Sometimes things have to go very wrong before they can be right. Sometimes emotions can get the best of us. Take a deep breath and redirect your thoughts. Have faith that you will be led to the solution. Just remember that sometimes the way you think about a person isn't the way they actually are. In life, you will have to make choices. Sometimes they will be the hardest ones you will make or the easiest ones you will make. Either way, the choices you make will have a big effect on your life. Sometimes the best thing you can do is not think, not wonder, not imagine, not obsess, just breathe and have faith that everything will work out for the best. Sometimes in life we need to separate ourselves from our past so that we can embrace our future. Bad days come sometimes just to remind you that you have plenty of good ones to look forward to. Sometimes you have to stop worrying, have faith that things will work out. Maybe not how you plan, but just how it's meant to be. If you are anything like me, you can receive 10 compliments and 1 insult. You immediately forget the compliments while the insult plays on your mind for hours, days, sometimes years. Sometimes pushing people away is the right thing to do, not because you never want to see them again, but simply because you want them to realize they have pushed you. Sometimes it seems like you'd rather watch me drown than see your hands get wet. Sometimes you wait so long for something that when it finally arrives, you are no longer needed. It's easier sometimes to walk away from the pain because then you don't have to face the reality of the consequences. Sometimes things go wrong and no matter how hard you try, you just can't make them right again. That's when you accept the reality of today and plan the strategy for tomorrow. Sometimes we lose ourselves in guilt, other times we enjoy the reward with great delight. Sometimes we are cruel for no reason, but most of the time we know how to be polite. Sometimes we see things in color, but at times they appear in black and white. I've learned that sometimes the best way to get someone's attention is to stop giving them yours. Don't try to understand everything because sometimes it's not meant to be understood but to be accepted.